Hi, this is Matt Alt, and I'm in Tokyo's Shimokitazawa at the moment. This is the first of what I hope is a long-running series of video versions of the essays that I am writing in my Pure Invention newsletter, which you can, and I hope do, subscribe to at the link that is in the description below. Today, I want to talk about my most recent essay, which was called, "Is Japan the World's Most AI-Friendly Nation?" The reason I wrote this essay is really simple. It's because the LDP, Japan's leading ruling political party, has stated that they are adamantly against any kind of national regulations that would make Japan an inhospitable place to AI tech companies. There's several reasons for this. One is because the LDP is a conservative party, very business friendly, and open to the kind of financial incentives that a tech company might be able to bring to bear on them. The other is because Japan has one of the most aged populations in the world, and AI promises, if you believe the promises of the AI tech companies, that it will improve the efficiency of Japan's labor force. And that kind of thing is catnip to political leaders because they're going to have a real hard time paying their bills in the years to come as Japan gets older and older and there's less people in the labor pool. I want to talk about two specific issues. The first one is that an LDP spokesman, or I mean, he's actually a politician. His name is Taro Kono, and he is the digital minister of the Japanese government. He went on Bloomberg a few days ago, last week actually, and said that he believes Japanese people are uniquely predisposed to trust AI, to have positive feelings about it, because there are so many manga and anime in Japan that feature benevolent AIs. I suspect that the manga/anime that was most on his mind when he made this comment was Astro Boy. It's literally the first anime described as such from 1963, and it stars a little robot boy with an AI brain who's a defender of justice, a fighter for the little guy. And it was hugely popular in the 1960s. I mean, Astro Boy is an international icon even today. However, I actually looked into this a while back, even before Kono made these comments. In the 60 years since Astro Boy came out, there have been plenty of anime and manga with all sorts of nasty, malevolent AI in them. Gray, this was a manga from when I was a kid, 1980s, one of the first translated into English during that early manga boom. Appleseed, the Macross series. There's no shortage of shows that feature nasty, dark, dangerous AIs in Japan. So it's a little disingenuous to use anime and manga as the reason why Japan might look kindly toward AI. Also, it's not clear at all that average Japanese people feel the way that the government says they are. There was a survey last year in 2023 in which Japanese content creators were asked how they felt about AI, and something like 94% of them said that they were very, very worried about the impact it would have on their jobs. So as you can see, this isn't nearly as clear-cut of an issue as Japan's current leadership would have you believe. This leads into the second point that I wanted to talk about, which is that these same political leaders who want to make Japan Japan the most AI-friendly country in the world also say they're dedicated to making Japan a content superpower in the next couple of decades. Japan used to be a big manufacturer of things. Now it's much more an exporter of ideas in the form of comic books, cartoons, self-help cleaning books, all sorts of things like that. And Japan's government knows this, and they want to strengthen Japan this way. Here's the problem, and you can probably see where I'm going with this if you've ever spent any time with AI models. Generative AI requires huge amounts of human-made content to train it so that it can start spitting out simulacrums of that at a cheaper or even free price point. So it's easy to understand why Japanese creators might be a little bit nervous about inviting the equivalent of a digital vampire that's going to suck all the creative juices out of the country in. And how can Japan be both a completely unregulated AI marketplace and a creator of top-notch content when that content is threatened to some degree by the AI? It's not only the creators who are worried about this. In fact, the Ministry of Culture, who, as you might imagine, is very interested in things having to do with Japanese culture and cultural products, released a memo a few weeks ago that directly contradicts what the politicians are saying about AI. And now it's really important to note here that the Ministry of Culture, these are bureaucrats. They are career government employees. They're not politicians. They're people who work for the government and don't have to worry about being elected. The memo said that the Ministry of Culture believes that there should be regulations in place to protect the art styles that manga artists, which they were using as the example, have honed over many years and are using to make their livings. In essence, if you don't protect these things, you're taking the livelihoods away from these people who are directly supporting the Japanese fantasy economy. So you can see that there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of discussion about this. It isn't true that Japanese people are uniquely predisposed to like AI or to think kindly about it. And it isn't at all a settled issue as to whether AI will be regulated or not here. This is a rapidly developing situation. As new AI tools come out and new developments in the AI space come out, things are going to be changing very rapidly here, and I hope to be covering them in the weeks and months to come. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Thanks, hopefully, for reading as well. And please, mash that subscribe button, and I will hope to see you again very soon. Thanks a lot for watching and listening to Matt Alt's Pure Invention.